everybody, welcome back to our Sunday Club videos where we are discovering what happened at the very first Easter. So I've got some Easter chocolates to remind us. Today's our final video in the series, so before we find out more, let's quickly remember what happened last time. In our third video, we found out that Jesus was sent to be killed and die on a cross, just as he said he would. He had done nothing wrong. He was innocent. He was perfect. So we showed that with this white t-shirt. But on the cross beside him were two criminals. They were guilty. And we showed that with these dirty t-shirts. One of them hurled insults at Jesus, but the other one realized that Jesus really was innocent and good. This thief knew that Jesus was the king. So he makes a request. He asks Jesus to remember him when he gets into his kingdom. Do you know what happened next? We called it the big swap. Jesus gave this thief a special gift. Jesus took all the wrongness and badness and swapped it for all of his rightness and his goodness. Now the thief can be friends with God. We found out that on the cross, Jesus died for the sins of anyone who trusts him. And that means we can get Jesus' rightness and his innocence just like the thief did. But what happened next? Keep listening to find out. Let me ask you a question. Do you trust me? Do you trust the words I say? Would you trust me if I said I can juggle with these juggling balls? Maybe some of you would believe me and believe my words are true, but maybe some of you don't, and you don't trust my words yet. What do you need to know or see to know that my words are true? You need to see me juggle, don't you? See? Now you know that my words are true, that I am telling the truth. I can juggle. These words are trustworthy. Today's true story from the Bible will help us see that Jesus is the ultimate trustworthy one, because what he says always comes true. As you listen to the true story from the Bible, try and find out who went to visit Jesus' tomb and what did they find there. Let's read Luke chapter 24, verses 1 to 8. Very early on the first day of the week, the women came to the tomb where Jesus' body was laid. They brought the spices they had prepared. They found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance of the tomb. They went in, but they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, two men in shining clothes suddenly stood beside them. The women were very afraid. They bowed their heads to the ground. The men said to the women, "Why are you looking for a living person here? This is a place for the dead. Jesus is not here. He has risen from death. Do you remember what he said in Galilee? He said that the Son of Man must be given to evil men, be killed on a cross, and rise from death on the third day." Then the women remembered what Jesus had said. Jesus died on Friday, and then 2 days later, Saturday and Sunday, the women went to visit the tomb. On this third day, the women found out something incredible. They found that Jesus wasn't in the tomb. Instead, they found two men from God telling them that Jesus wasn't dead. In fact, Jesus was alive. Then the women remembered that all along, Jesus had been telling his friends that he would die and come back to life. Listen to these words that Jesus said back in chapter 9 of Luke's Gospel. And Jesus said, "The Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law. And he must be killed, and on the third day be raised to life." See, Jesus told them this would happen. Jesus' words came true. He said he would die, and he did. He said he would come back to life, and he did. We can trust what Jesus says. There's a short bit left of the story today. After the women saw for themselves that Jesus wasn't dead anymore, they couldn't keep such exciting news to themselves. The women left the tomb and told all these things to the 11 apostles and the other followers. These women were Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary, the mother of James, and some other women. The women told the apostles everything that had happened at the tomb, but they did not believe the women. It sounded like nonsense. But Peter got up and ran to the tomb. He looked in, but he saw only the cloth that Jesus' body had been wrapped in. Peter went away to be alone, wondering about what had happened. The apostles, or the disciples, didn't believe the women's words were true. But Peter went and saw for himself that they were. You would think that all of Jesus' friends would have been so excited by the news, but they didn't believe it yet. They wanted more than words. But Jesus' words are enough. He said he would die and come back to life, and he did. He is the trustworthy one. So where was Jesus? If he wasn't in the tomb, where did he go? I'll leave that for you to discover when you keep reading the rest of Luke chapter 24. It's so exciting. The Bible story today is one of the biggest stories in the whole Bible. It told us that God's Son died for us, and he came back to life just as he said he would. Jesus proved that he is the trustworthy one. When Jesus makes a promise, he keeps it. Coming back to life after someone dies is impossible for us. We don't have the ability to do that, do we? It's really, really hard. But Jesus shows that he can do the hardest thing in the whole world. So if we can trust him with that, then we can trust him with everything else too. What does that trust look like? Well, we can trust Jesus with everything we think, everything we feel, and everything we do. So when we do something wrong and we say sorry to Jesus, he promises to love us, to forgive us, and to help us live in the Jesus way. We can be Jesus followers who aren't afraid to say sorry to Jesus or to other people. You and I know that no matter what, Jesus will still love us because we can always trust Jesus. Now that we have finished our videos all about the first Easter, do you think you could share this amazing story with a friend? What was your favourite part of this true story? Why not draw it out or write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it and remember it every single day? Well done for listening, and we'll see you again soon.